Today, we're deciding Pets at Home is the best pet shop. The fish section was depressing, to say the least. Good selection, yet everything was crammed into these barely 10-gallon tanks. Some kids were sticking their hands into the aquariums, while the hired security officer just stood there and did nothing. And the tanks were not the best. They had wallpapers of plants and gravel on the floor, as to imply there was some sort of substrate or real plants there. Well, most of the time they were only fished with overstocked fish. The water was surprisingly clear, although I didn't see any filter. I don't believe they were checking the ammonia nitrate and nitrite levels, but to be honest, I wouldn't know. Even if they were, I would assume they would all be pretty damn bad. The selection of supplies they had for the plants, substrates, and decorations was incredibly overpriced, although they did have a nice selection. The tanks were also way overpriced despite being so small. Reptile supplies, however, were not extremely overpriced, but they didn't even have a big selection of them. Live food was how you would expect live food to be, pretty cheap, although, quite depressing as well. Although their enclosure was, seriously smaller than it should be, it was way bigger than the fish tanks. These actually had substrate, not good substrate, but at least they had some. So, do I think Pets at Home is the greatest pet shop? No, not even close. Price, way too expensive. Absolutely, way too expensive. For everything apart from the animals. The enclosures were mostly horrible apart from that one crusty. The selection was pretty diverse, but the reptile supplies were lacking. So overall I give Pets at Home 2 overstocked tanks out of 5 crested gecko enclosures.